What's up, Metal Summoners? It is so great to see you guys as always, kicking off your weekend right in the middle of the week, just the way we like it. You're back on your island of Misfit Toys. We've got myself, we've got Angel. We're going to have an awful lot of fun tonight. We're going to start off with the first of our double header, and we're going to jump right into all the good times. We've got Nick, we've got Xavier, and we've got Justin. We've got Penny Fountain joining us.
What's up, boys?
First and foremost, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for giving us some of your evening, and welcome to the Metal Summit. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Doing good.
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome, man. Right on, guys, for sure. Well, let's jump right into it, man. We know that you guys are from Tampa, but talk a little bit about the formation of Penny Fountain and how you guys came to be.
Okay, well, okay. So this is a bit ago. So Penny Fountain's been around for like quite a while. Like we've been around since, if I'm gonna be real, the start of Penny Fountain was in 2018, which is quite a while ago at this point. But we were just like in high school, kind of just like, I don't know, figuring it out. It was me and a few other members. Started off with that. There's a whole backstory there that I won't bore you with because this is important stuff. Whole backstory there. Played shows, nothing real shows, like just like at the school, which was kind of like practice. Like, I don't know, for me, I guess, is like for like when we went out and did like real like shit. Like that would be what I consider the real shows. Then we started doing that, got bigger in the scene, and now we're here because we lost a few members. So like, yeah, so like a lot of the history was like with them, and then Nick comes in. I'm trying to shorten this down because like I end up talking for a long time in some other interviews about this for like I will display the whole fucking story, and I don't need to do that for like the umpteenth time. My apologies. But basically, last year was our first tour. After that, the other two decided to part ways, but during that tour, we brought in Nick. This is weird.
That's me.
This is weird, man. All right, we brought in Nick to like be an extra like guitarist for the time, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm staying," and we're like, "Okay, we're gonna keep going." And I've known Justin for like a very long time, and I was like, "Hey, Justin, you want to join?" Or like, actually, at first it was like, "You want to play some shows?" And then he was doing them for like a while, and I was like, "Okay, you just want to join at this point?" He's like, "Yeah." And now we've been. Yeah, we already got out a whole new single, kind of just like Euphoria. We released Euphoria, but that was kind of just to be like, we have a lot more we're working on. That's why it's taking time in between this. Sure. But that one, oh my God, it's right there. But yeah, with this single, we wanted it to just be like, okay, we're back. This is Penny Fountain. This is new. This is us. This is what we're going to do forward. So be prepared for some really cool shit in the future. And there's the summary that like years long story probably. Like we got a lot of stuff. Like one time we went out to California. We were on this show called No Cover. Sadly, it didn't do anything. Like it was supposed to. Like everything behind it. Like I made connections. That was cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names on there. Yeah.
Like now Kellen Quinn. Like I know him now, and I would have never known him without that show and stuff like that. But it did fail, which sucks because it was meant to be like a kind of like an American Idol for bands or kind of vibe like that. And somehow us with like, at that point we had like 600 followers. Somehow we made it on there. Like, I don't know how, but we made it on there. Went out to LA, played in front of like Tosin Abasi, Gavin Rossdale. Alice fucking Cooper was there too. Like, Alice Cooper was there too. And yeah, a bunch of people were there. And it was just wild because everything about it, it was like done by Hit Parader. Everything about it was like, this is going to be crazy. Then we're going to release this on TV and everything. Got the filming, came back, and we're like, bro, we are going to be famous. And then it goes straight to YouTube. And like,
still a prominent platform.
Yeah,
know.
But oh my God, if you go back and watch that, we got clowned on. Clowned on, dude. It was bad. Nice. But hey, what can you do? Except just keep going. And sometimes people like will come across us now and they're like, this guy's on No Cover? And I was like, yeah, I'm surprised you know about that. Like, I mean, like, that's crazy.
Like, I like Kellen Quinn. I got a lot of respect for what he does, but also at the same time, I've never seen a singer who can like literally just seamlessly go from sounding like a 30-year-old dude to a 16-year-old chick. Like,
very impressive. It's amazing.
Yeah, like it's insane. I remember the first time I actually heard like some Siren songs where I was like, because I didn't know anything about the band, and I genuinely couldn't figure out if they had multiple singers, or if it was a guy or if it was a girl.
No, that's just him. Just him.
I had to do the research on it and be like, what am I listening to? Then he started doing songs with MGK, and I was like, he did this song that's pretty amusing to listen to. I mean, it's a good tune for what it is. It's a catchy little pop song.
I can't remember what it's called.
He did a song called One Thing with this girl Sophie Powers.
Yeah, Sophie Powers. Yeah.
I'm gonna expose myself, but I think the name of that song it was Love Race. It was like,
the MGK song. Yeah, no, that's
it
the
was
one.
Love Race. Now remember, that's whenever that was like right after No Cover.
Oh, was it?
Where's Steve? Where's Steve? Have you seen that?
Steve's one of our other co-hosts. He'll be on later in the episode.
Right on.
I saw Psycho Steve and I was like, bro, this guy looks average.
This guy.
Absolutely. No, 100%. That's our guy for sure. What can you tell us about how 2025 has gone for you guys so far? With Euphoria coming out and everything. Like, how is 2025 treating you guys so far?
I'm gonna shut up for a bit. And I can talk.
I'm talking.
Yeah, I'll talk.
It's
talk.
2025 has been pretty interesting so far. Euphoria it's been a super cool release, seeing all the support and everything. It's been a little bit of a stressful year trying to figure out where things are at with the band. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, working with there he is. working with our producer and everything. It's been a blast. I'm super excited for the future. But yeah. It's I feel like being a musician now, as far as the promotion, the image, I feel like it's a lot harder to get places nowadays with music compared to how it probably was before. So we've been really trying to just get our name out there. Yeah.
Like, it seems super easy, but it's not. Like, you would think with all of this new stuff.
I'm ready to sell my soul, dude. Like, what do we got to do, bro?
Want to do a Kleenex commercial? Come on. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I need money to get more posters back there, man.
There you go.
I thought I moved and I thought I had enough posters to cover the room, and I was like,
we could steal some of mine that I got back there.
We can just throw shit at the wall. Just get mud, throw it at it. Just mud.
just bloody handprints.
Exactly.
make it look like a true punk green room.
Yeah, or how those guys get the bucket of paint, they just throw it around. Let's just do that.
Yep.
I'll dip my hair in it and then I'll headbang and then we'll paint the room with that. Yeah.
There you go. People will be like, "What's going on in your room?" Let's be like, "Yeah, that's all we have left of all of our members."
Expression.
No, that's awesome. Angel, before I kick it up to you, my friend, why don't you pick it up right after this? Is when with Euphoria out as your single now, how are you guys looking at your musical releases? Are you looking to kind of go single by single and kind of keep a fresh song in the subconscious of everybody that's hearing about you guys and hearing you? Or are you looking to kind of do maybe a little to lead to an ultimate bigger release?
I have no idea.
We were actually just talking about that.
So we were actually that's
actually
why we were literally just talking. I was like, so the way music has changed so much, everybody was once built up to an album, but people's attention spans are that of a goldfish nowadays. So it sucks to say, but albums are almost dead. They're getting there, to be just EPs or something. So if we do release an album, which we might. Or we are, obviously, we got to we're gonna release music is what I'm gonna say, is because the way I'm gonna do it might change, but the amount of songs that I'm planning on will not. So if that makes sense.
Well, I got something to chime in there. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. With releases, it's kind of an instant feel. You release a song, you see how it does. People like it or they don't like it. You have an album and people, they shift through different songs. You might have a song that does well, you might have a song that doesn't, but it's a lot of a longer buildup. Those numbers take a long time to kind of come out. With singles, you can put a single out next week, the week after, and you kind of get more of an instant. We like this, we don't like this. I like the idea of obviously putting out singles that people like to get you interested in the band, but then expressing some of your more niche areas in the album. So when you have those deep tracks or deep cuts, you're like, oh yeah, I hear the single, but I really like this song in the album. It makes me want to listen to the whole thing. So it's almost kind of a little bit of a mind game. You have to play a social experiment to see what people take and what people don't take, but also still have your creativity and your freedom to express what you want to do and put out there while kind of hiding it in the things that are selling or mainstream and things like that.
That or 4 single, 7 song album. You can do all that,
Yeah.
or you can just go.
Yeah, just start releasing. I mean, there's another thing too. People, you'll sit on a song and you'll want to perfect it, and the perfection is what kills it.
Yeah.
You start to overthink it. You put too many layers on. You put too many distort. Whatever. Be imperfect. Put it out there. Sometimes you may have something that maybe sounds off to you, but someone's like, I actually like that. That sounds great. Childish Gambino, he used the metronome with the delay, and that's the backbeat of one of his songs, World Star. Like, it's something as simple as that, but
There's
people,
no shit like
yeah,
that.
the people will take it and be like, you know what, I like that sound, but it's just something that you wouldn't think of. So, you got to play around with it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I was just kind of like hung up on that. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah, it's pretty
great.
cool, right?
I definitely something that is pretty interesting. You guys released a song last year called "Goth Girl," which
Yeah.
is a cool song. I love it, digging it. And then the new song "Euphoria," you guys got like 56,000 hits on it,
Okay,
which is
I don't
way
know
more than "Goth Girl." So does
what
that
the hell
count?
happened. If I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
that's-
so real, if I'm gonna be so real, I was like, huh, okay. I saw it like hit like 10K, and
Perfect-
I was like, oh man, it's doing really
perfect
good. That's
example.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a
I'm just
perfect
like-
example of getting picked
And
by the
then it just, like,
algorithm.
it's so weird because then it just like plateaued though. Like it's been at 56 for a while. It just like it was like something similar happened to our Spotify. Really weird. Like okay, Euphoria went over to like 10K, went over 10K. It's not anymore, but it was. And like I don't know what happened. I was looking at all these playlists that it was added on, and I was like, this is so cool. And I went and checked it out, and I was like, oh, these are real playlists. That's super cool. And then Spotify was like, I just got it completely taken away, and I was like, "What?"
Oh,
And so, like,
they do
most of
that.
those streams were just taken away.
Well, we've been working with some media outlets, and that obviously gets us more access to different
Mhm.
demographics that we want to have access to, or different outlets. And I guess Spotify wanted to push back on some of those plays, and we had to send a whole like email or letter to some of the media outlets, like, "Hey, can we
It
have
didn't
these?" Yeah. So it's that's the thing that comes into it is like in this modern world, everything's so accessible, but also everything can be kind of fudged a little bit. You have AI, you have bots, you have all these things. So it's hard to in real time see what would be a genuine number versus something that may be a little bit more pushed or
Someone could have
artificial.
like botted the hell out of our streams, and then like that just like will destroy like our place in like the algorithm or whatever with Spotify. They'll be like, "Oh, these people aren't legit" or whatever, and we're like, we didn't do anything. Like we didn't do anything. Like that's where it's like, what the hell?
We
I
were
will
the
say, though,
beneficiaries.
I teach lessons, and I was interviewing teachers to hire, and I was interviewing this one teacher to teach one of our camps, and I had mentioned that I did shows on the weekend talking about scheduling, things like that. And he's like, "Oh, what band do you play for?" I'm like, "Oh, I jump for Penny Fountain." He's like, "Penny Fountain? I love those guys." And it's a complete random person I never met before. But it's like, all right, so it's working. People are hearing our stuff. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So
It is getting out there.
it's getting up, but also you have to battle, you have to be consistent, it's a full-time job managing that media side, because you have to make sure all your stuff is genuine, all your stuff is organic,
It's high quality.
and if you're working with some sort of outlet, that their stuff is organic, their stuff is legit. So it's a constant juggle of creating and maintaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Very stressful.
Can we expect to see any upcoming shows? How's that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We got. Well, one of them is like a house show, so I don't know if we can like.
Well, yeah.
you can-
Just give somebody's address out.
Exactly.
One that's probably a little bit more notable. We're playing in a Battle of Bands for Ink the Bay, and it's the big
Mhm.
tattoo convention that's here in the Tampa Bay area. So obviously, all the local bands is a great scene to be in. Obviously, most of the bands are tatted up in some way, so it's a great way for two communities to come together and really showcase their talents, music, and art. So we're doing some local shows with that, and then
We got a show at Jackrabbits.
Yep.
Not June.
no July.
July 5th.
July 5th. So we've been traveling a little bit more too, as far as like getting up towards Jacksonville, getting down towards Miami, and we're trying to do a little DIY tour on the DL. But we definitely have some things coming up.
Oh, he just spoiled this. Why did you do that?
I
I'm
didn't
just
say anything.
kidding.
They don't know what, they don't know when, they don't know how, they don't know where.
That
Alright,
I'd
is-
say it's
solid.
Well, before I kick it over to Jay, just want to remind people, the new single is out, Euphoria. It's a really good kick-ass song. We hope the band makes an EP, which would be cool. But I mean, definitely love the song. Definitely love the song.
Yeah, that's one we usually play last, and Xavier does this nice little build up. He gets down with the crowd, makes everyone kind of like get in the zone, and then when the breakdown happens, we all jump up. So that's the
A lot of
crowd
fun.
work with that one's really fun. Yeah.
No, that's absolutely, man. No problem. Yeah, when it comes to like playing these shows and kind of like getting involved, with the crowd and playing off of the other bands that are going to be on the bill and stuff like that. How do you look at what has been the best success for you guys when you play out live?
Good
Well,
question.
I'll say as a drummer, you're kind of in the back, but obviously you're trying to focus, keep time. The last show we did, we were working with our in-ears and we're making sure all the backing tracks work. So I'm kind of sitting there zoned out like the 1,000-yard stare. But a lot of times when I'm sitting there going crazy, going ham, having a fun time, I get a lot of good feedback. People like to be, again, entertained, the media outlet, the artistry. Obviously they go to live shows. You're going to expect some sort of little hiccup here and there. But if you can walk away feeling like that band looked like they're having fun and you felt entertained by that, that's the main thing. Obviously sounding good, stage presence, moving around, interacting. How's everyone doing? Welcome to so-and-so city. Obviously making everyone feel connected, but leaving that lasting impression. If you hit every note just right, but you're sitting there like this, it's not going to look good. But if you're out there out of breath running around, people are like, yeah, that guy, he performed. And that's what they want to be entertained like that. So people have like that perfectionist mentality. They want to sound just like they do on the album live, which is great production, great sound crew, great management. But at the end of the day, it's a performance. So you got to kind of put the perfectionist aside and just be out there giving it your all and just roll with the mistakes and keep going. And that's part of performing.
It's kind of hard with backing tracks, though.
Yeah.
You can't really mess up.
The time. And
Yeah.
everything.
If you mess up, then you're cooked, dude.
Yeah.
You're cooked for the rest of the song.
You're
Until
cooked for the rest of the life of the band.
Oh yeah. Have tomatoes
No.
on stage.
No, exactly. No, it's kind of funny because I like what I've looked up to see some of your guys' like live stuff and like the songs that you guys have out that I've listened to that I like, and I like the high energy of your guys' band. Honestly, you guys remind me of a band that's in a TV show I really like. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was a spin-off show called Paradise City. And so there was a movie called American Satan that came out years ago that actually
oh my
stars
god,
My
dude.
Failed Brides. There's a spin-off show called Paradise City, and you guys remind me so much of the band. That's sort of like a middle focal point from the Cameron character that's in that show. It's just
That was
Cool.
dude. They were like producing that heavy with no cover. There was something involved with no cover with that show.
Oh, really?
It was Sumerian Records that helped with that show too, right?
yeah,
that's-
Sumerian, yeah.
Sumerian Records were the people that were putting on no cover, and that's why we were hearing about all of this, and they were talking about it during it. So like that's why when you said that, I was like, wait, I know this from
That's so
somewhere.
funny. Yeah, because I know that BVB's not with Sumerian anymore. They went with a new record label for their current releases. But yeah, because they made a big thing about Andy is singing to the vocals of what's his name? His name's like Reverend or something. Regent. Anyways, the singer for Palo Royale, because they were using his vocals for Andy to lip sync to, because they didn't want this band to sound like the Black Veil Brides and stuff like that. But it was super
That's
duper
funny.
cool. So
At first I was like, what? And then I was like, okay, that makes sense.
but no, that same kind of like high energy, just kind of high octane, like love what you do kind of show is always like super awesome. Like it's such a great time. But before we guys let you guys go, because we first and foremost, myself and Angel and Steve, we want to invite you back when you guys have the time for like a longer episode, so we can
Yeah,
really have
absolutely.
fun and do like a deep dive. This was kind of a get to jam out with you guys for a little bit and introduce you guys not only to our audience, but also, just get you into some ears of people that want to check out everything that Penny Fountain's about. So, of course, the big thing for myself and Angel is that even in the short time, you guys enjoyed yourself, had a really good time, and enjoyed your experience here. But also, please remind everybody where you guys can be found and where Penny Fountain Music and the band pages can be found.
All right, I got this. You're pointing the wrong way. Dude.
Am I really? Fuck.
There you go. All right, we are Penny Fountain. You can find us on literally everything. I even signed up for Lemon 8 because whenever TikTok would be like, don't go on there. I don't even have that
I
anymore.
forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, right. I deleted that, so don't. Well, it's not deleted, but I'm never gonna post on there. So don't go on there.
There you go.
You can, but you're never gonna get any posts. But we are on Instagram as Penny Fountain Band, on TikTok as Official Penny Fountain for some reason. I don't know why it's so different. And everything else is just Penny Fountain Band, or I think we don't use X, but you can if you want. But it's Penny Fountain B.
Yeah.
So
We're on AIM. You can
I did
us on
find it when I
Microsoft
made our
Word.
social post.
we're awesome. You found it?
I did find Penny Fountain B on X.
Yeah, that's the one. That is the official Penny Fountain account. Then you can also find us on MySpace.
Space.
We should make a
Nice.
MySpace.
We
Is
should,
it
that'd be
still up?
fun.
Is it
I
still
would. Well, yeah, it's definitely like not as it used to be.
And we're on YouTube, Penny
Yeah.
Fountain, and should give out like my PSN.
Yeah, Google.
Our Xbox gamer tags.
Yeah,
Right. Our gamer tags, absolutely. Now, super duper awesome, guys. We appreciate you guys so much hanging out with us for a little bit, and we can't wait to have you guys back, talk about how more of the year went, all the new music as you guys release it as you see fit. We definitely look forward to it. We really appreciate it. Metal Summoners, thank you so much for checking out Penny Fountain, and make sure that you guys are following on everything that they're doing, from the shows that they got the announced, the house parties, the DIY tours, but you're going to have to wait and follow their socials to find out all about that. You can follow Angel at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram. You can also find him at Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram at Salem.vampire. You can also find me on Facebook under Salem Vampire as well. And you can also find our beloved Psycho Steve under The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram. And you can follow his website at psychostevepresents.com. We will see you guys very, very shortly as we continue on with our doubleheader. But we're going to sign off for the time being. They are Penny Fountain. He is Angel. I'm Jay. We will see you guys soon. Thank you. As
Peace.
always, you've been watching The Metal Summit.